Hi everyone, back here, and in this video I want to share with you 10 tools that I think are very useful for web designers. The cool thing about all these tools is that they're free. So I think it will actually help you in your workflow, and it will save loads of time too. And I don't know, I'll just go one by one and to show you a little bit how to use this tool. So let's start. Tool number one is called Coolors or Colors. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but it's, I think, the best color scheme generator that I have found so far. Let's click and I'll show you a little bit how this works. So you can generate different color schemes, or you can actually explore. So this is the kind of app where you can sign up, or if you don't want to, you can use it without doing it. The great thing about signing up is that you can save all these palettes that you have generated, and you can even share it. So there's a section here. If you click on Explore, you'll see how the community using this app is sharing what they've generated. So if you want, you can sign up here, or you can start generating without signing up. Remember, the difference is that you can actually save what you've generated here in your private profile. So this is what I mostly use, and if you want to look for inspiration somehow and you just don't know where to start, I come here to get my colors. So I'm just gonna click on spacebar, and you see how different schemes are generated. So let's say we reach to here, say I love this blue, and you have the name of the colors down here. You have the hex code too, which is very, very easily to copy. And let's say that this color really convinces you and you want to keep it, but you're not sure about the rest of the colors, which are 4 colors here. So let's say just block it, and keep on pressing the space bar. See how the other colors are still generating except for this one, which is blocked. Now, it's in a position which is a bit confusing, so I prefer, let's say, to move it to the left. You can do that, just click on drag and move it around and keep on clicking on space. If you've missed something, you can always go back and undo it. Let's say click, keep on generating, and let's say, for example, you like this pink over here. Lock it, and the rest will generate. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna drag it to keep it next, so now you see how the others are generating and how it kind of matches to the colors that are locked here. Now let's say, for example, this one over here, it's a pale pink. You kind of like it, and you might want to make some adjustments on your own, so you can bring down the brightness and see how the hex code is changing. Also, you can pick around here, choose different sets. You have all the names of the colors from RGB, CM, YK. I'm just gonna bring it up a little bit more. Yes, just leave it there. So apart from adjusting, other thing that you can do is click here and you get all the alternative shades. This is really beautiful. I love this. You get all the shades. So just pick this one over here. So what you can do is lock it and keep on generating. So what you can do with this color palette, if you see up here in the link, it's actually, if you share this link with somebody, they will see exactly this. So it's very easy to share what you've generated, your own creations. Also, you can export it. You have different options here, different export options. Also, you can save it, but you need to sign up for this. And there are also other options here that I will show you, like color blindness option here. So you can choose one of the different forms of color blindness, and what it will do is it will generate this scheme, skipping the colors that color blinds might confuse. So for example, I'm going to click on Protanopia, and you can start generating colors that are friendly for color blinds. You can also deselect this option. You can go back to normal. And all the options up here is if you want to get the different shades, but from all the colors that you've chosen, you can do this, and also adjust the palette this way too. Okay, so I'm going to deselect this. The best part of this app is that you can get the color scheme of an image. So I guess this might have happened to you, that you see a picture and it's like, wow, these colors are beautiful. But how would you get them? It's really easy to do it here. Just click here, pick colors from an image, copy the link of the image here, or you can drop the image, which is what I'm going to do right now. So I'm going to drop this image, an image that I downloaded from Unsplash. The author, I think, is Jose Llamas. And here, what can you do is click on Auto, so you see how it generates the scheme with the colors of the image. You can also click on Collage, and a collage download. So right now you can see this. I'm just going to open it so you guys see. This is what you get. Okay, you get the picture and you get the color scheme with all the hex codes. Now you can also kind of choose it, move around a little bit and move around the picture, and you choose which are the colors that you like and that you want to know the code and just want to keep them. Same thing. Wait, sorry, I'm going to remove that bar, download bar, and if you click on OK, you get it here. Pretty cool, huh? Next tool is called Thumbnailed It. It's a web app where you can design easily, dragging and dropping elements. It's really handy for people who find other programs like Photoshop or Illustrator very, very confusing because it has a whole bunch of tools. This is much more simplified. So I'm going to click on the link so you guys see what I'm talking about. What you can do is you can create YouTube thumbnails, you can create Instagram posts here. So it's all about dragging and dropping. So as you can see, you have some text that actually you can modify, even change the color. And up here you have Facebook post, Facebook link, Pinterest pin, and predefined different sizes for social media, and you can even choose your own size down here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to hide my camera because you cannot see all the tools that I'm seeing right now. So I'm just going to hide myself in this tool so I can explain you a little bit better how it works. Now let's design something fast. I'm going to choose here something for social media. Like say, for example, I want to design a YouTube thumbnail. Okay, so we are going to get rid of this over here by clicking clear. Are you sure? Yes, I am. Now we have our white canvas and we can start designing. So this is our YouTube thumbnail, and what we can do is, for example, here, go to images. You can search for the images that you want. This uses Pixabay, so all the images that you will use are completely for free. So let's write, for example, office. And we have different pictures with this keyword. So I want to choose this one over here. So whatever image you want, just click on it and it will appear here. Now just click on the image and resize it. Let's leave it like that. And now you have also other options here. You have font awesome icons, howcons icons. You got a whole bunch of things that is just all about clicking and it will show up here. Let's say I'm going to click on this icon and it's just have to resize it. And if you don't want it, just delete it. Okay, over here to the right, you have some predefined templates that will save lots of time. But just to begin, I'm just going to show you how to do your own. Now, for example, I want to create a rectangle with a little bit of opacity, because here's where our title will be. So I'm just going to set the size. Okay, let's say this looks good. So whenever you bring out any of these figures, it does come with a little bit of opacity, as you can see here. Let's say I don't want no opacity at all, and then you can just bring it down a little bit. Also, this works like as layers, so you can actually bring it front or bring it back using these options over here. And let's say I want to change the color. So I can come here and choose your own color. I think this one, it is fine. You can move around different options. This will actually depend on your browser. Right now I'm using Chrome, so this comes up. Okay? This might not come up with Safari or any other. And let's say I'll just leave it like this. Just make it a little bit wider. Okay, happy with this. Center this a little bit more. And I'm going to bring out some text. So this is the text over here. And whatever new element will be on top of the other. So to change the text, what I'm going to do is select it all and now start typing. You nailed it. Okay, so let's make this bigger. I'm going to change the color too. I'm not really happy with this color. Say white. And also if you want it to be bold or you want to add some line height or even bring up the size or choose the background, you have many options over here. I'm just going to make it just a little bit bigger. You can also change the font family over here. I'm going to change it to Lotto. You can also upload images by adding the URL. So as an example, I'm going to visit our website and add our logo. So I'm going to open the image in a new tab. So I will get the link. I'm going to copy this link and click here, upload it. And there it is. So just going to move it around and same thing. You can resize it. So as you see, guys, it's all about dragging and dropping. So it's pretty simple. Whenever you're done, you can download your creation by clicking here if you want it in PNG or if you want it a JPEG format. If you have an image of your own, you can add it by clicking here. And then whenever you're done with your creation, you can download it in PNG format, JPEG format too. And also you can save it in TNI, which is the format of Thumbnailed It. If you save this here by clicking this, you'll export the canvas. So this means that, just imagine if this is your own template, if you want to reuse it, you just have to upload the TNI again. So you can see, you have it here generated. This is my download tab. So you will just need to upload this and then you can reuse it again and again and again. An easy, fast, and free tool. Hi again, I'm back to your screen. So let's move on to our next tool. It's called the pattern library. So here in the pattern library, all the patterns that you will find are completely free to use. Designers share their patterns here. So if you're a designer and you're interested in showing your work, you can contact these guys. I guess they will be very, very happy to upload your design here. So there are different ways to view this site and to view the patterns. First way is just by scrolling down, and this is how you will see one by one each of the patterns. So if this is like a bit confusing or you're not comfortable with this, you can just click on the arrows or it will randomly appear a different pattern. If you want to download it, then you come here to the left and you just click on download. Here on the left, you get the name of the pattern and the author too. Okay, and still, if this new way to view these patterns is a bit confusing for you, what you can do is select this icon over here, and this is what you will see. You see all the patterns with the author name, so you can scroll down and one by one you can view them. So it's a drawing library, and I think you definitely have to check it out. If you're tired of previewing your website in different devices, first you wonder, oh, how it will look in something small like an iPhone 5 or something bigger like an iPhone 6 Plus or even in a tablet, and one by one you check how it looks. You're tired of this. So good news, there's one site where you can preview your website in different devices, all in the same browser. It's called Sizzy. So I'm going to click here and show you this new tool. So here's where you enter your demo. So in this case, I'm going to show you how this demo looks in different devices. So upload your site and start testing. Just going to copy here and it will load. So as you see here, just going to scroll down a little bit. You can see different sizes of phones. Then we get to tablets, different sizes, and if you can keep on scrolling down, and it will show many devices. The good thing is if you place yourself over the devices, the iPhone 4 is a really small device, so you can scroll down and you can see how it will actually look in a phone this size. Everything is clickable, as you can see. Same thing, let's say iPhone 5, same exact thing. You can scroll down, and over here you can filter if you want, let's say Android device, so you will just see Android devices here. As you can see, scroll down a little bit, or Mac devices, sorry, Apple devices. And if you want tablets like iPad Air, and even if you just want phones. So here what you can do is one by one you can check how it looks one by one, and then you can also bring up how the keyboard will look, how your site will look whenever you open your keyboard. Also, you can change the orientation. Sorry, I'm going to remove the keyboard here. So it also shows you how it will look whenever you change the orientation of your device. You also have other options here that will apply to all the devices shown here. So for example, you can hide the dimensions so you can see the dimensions here. So let's click on hide. You can show the keyboard in all the devices, and you can reset all the settings and switch to landscape, and this will apply to all the devices that are shown here. So I think it's pretty cool, and it's pretty fast to preview, especially when you're testing your website. You're in the middle of the design and you wonder how it will look in all these kind of devices. Pretty cool, huh? Now, tool number 5 is a YouTube thumbnail downloader. It's pretty easy to use. You just have to paste the URL and it will download the thumbnail. As an example, I'm going to use a video from our channel and you'll see how it does. So this is the thumbnail and I'm going to get one of these videos over here. So copy the link. Sorry, I'm going to mute it. Sorry about that. And I'm going to copy the link and bring it here. Okay, so just click on Get Your Thumbnail. Scroll down and these are the thumbnails. What you can do is you can right click and save the image. Both of them, you have 2 different sizes, or you can highlight this URL and then you will bring it with you. Why I think this tool is very useful. So just imagine that you're designing a website and your client wants a page that it wants to include a whole bunch of videos from YouTube. So if you include way too many videos, then this page will load really slow, which is not recommended. So if the client insists, a trick would be just add these thumbnails and page will load faster. So what you can do is link this YouTube thumbnails that you will grab from here from every single video and place them in your page. Link these pictures to YouTube videos, so you will redirect all your users to YouTube and they'll watch them in YouTube instead of your page. So that's why I think it's really handy. Tool number 6 is an online form builder, and there are 2 options. There's the free option and there's a paid option. The free option is pretty good, that's why I'm recommending it. The good thing I think about this contact form is that you build it here online in their web page and then you just have to embed it. And whenever you want to make changes, you can come back here, make the changes and copy the embed link again and bring it to your site. So I think it's pretty easy and you can actually customize it as you want. So let's go and I'll show you how it looks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hide myself again because there are many options in the builder. There are drag and drop options too. So goodbye and I'll see you later. I've signed up and I am going to create my form. So I'm going to click here, create form. And here you have 2 different options. If you want a classic form with all the questions on one page, or if you want a card form, which is single questions per page, I'm going for classic. So click on create a form. You have 3 different options now, is to create it from scratch, and if you want to use a template, or if you want to import a form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a template. Here you have different categories. Also you can just search, and if not, just scroll down so you can see the different forms that you have. So I'm just going to, just to show you how it works, I'm going to the simple registration form. So this is how it looks. I'm going to preview it a little bit. So let's close it. Make sure it's selected. It is. It has this yellow square around it and click on continue. So now is when you can start customizing this template. You can delete the fields, you can add more fields, and you can add different widgets. So first thing you will see is this. If you click over the different sections, you see how it's highlighted somehow. You can actually move them up and down, as you can see. Look for these dots. There are, yeah, on the right. And now you can go to the properties. So choose the question text if you want a full name. Let's delete full. So you see what you can do. The label, if it's right, left, let's leave it here, right. If you want it required or not. So you see how the required disappears. Also, if you want to duplicate this field, I'm going to go to other options. If you want middle name, if you want to drop down here in the prefix, just leave it as it is. And we also have some advanced settings. So I'm going to close this for now. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit, and let's say, for example, I don't want a phone number, so just click remove. You can undo this. You get the message up here, so you can undo it. Let's say we're done deleting this, and what we want to do now is add new elements. So we can do this here. We have the basic element like header, address, a drop down. We have an image too if you want to include it. So just click and you can include the image. So you also get the image properties here. You can upload the files or you can drag and drop it. So I'm going to use, for example, this same picture that I use in another tool. You can set the size and the alignment. Let's close these options here. I'm just going to leave it here. You also have other elements like payment options here. Scroll down and see all the options that you have. Or cool widgets like date picker or date reservations. So just click and it will appear here in also the widget settings where you can customize it as you want. Let's say days limit, allow past dates, date format, message. So I'm going to close this now. Apart from this, which right now looks a really messy form, you can also click on the form designer. So color scheme, you can add the own page color. And also you have options like here in styles, if the form width and the label width. CSS options, if you know some code. There are some themes here. But let's go back to colors. Here's where you can start and you can add font, color, input background. You have an advanced designer too. And here's where you can add a background image. So as you can see, it's more advanced. You have more font options. You can choose a different font. Label styles too. And you can save the changes. You can go back to the builder or you can open a form list. And you can also add some CSS here if you know some coding. So let's go back to the builder. Let's go back here. And now let's say that we're done. So what we have to do is go to settings, and here is where you're going to add some for settings. Like for example, who is the sender email, and if you want an autoresponder too. Other options too, that like the thank you page after submitting, after your users submit the form. You can also customize it a little bit down here. And whenever you're done, you go to publish. So what you get will be a link. If you want a direct link, this will be it. Or you can get the embed code. So you can copy this and you can paste it on your website. Or also you have some options from third-party platforms. You can check here if your party platform is over here. So you can choose it. So I think this is the best way to design your most personal contact form. If you're designing a website and you're not really sure of the size of the images that you're going to use, and you keep on resizing again and again the same image, what you can do is save a little bit of time and use this simple image placeholder. Also, just imagine that you want to present your client the layout of the website without the pictures just because you don't have them, but you know the exact size and how you want the design to be. So you can use the image placeholder. This will work for tools that accept a link instead of uploading the pictures. So I'm going to show you how it works. What you have to do is just paste this link and you will paste the size that you want after the URL. So I'm going to click here and you see how this opens. So up here, what I'm going to do right now is 350 and 150. So I'm just going to change it a little bit, and you can see how the size changes. Let's make it a bit more drastic. So we get this new size right now. So I'm going to bring up the height to 500. And you can go on and use them as you want. What you have to do is just copy this link over here, and that's it. So it will save lots of time. A new trick for this is that you can add different colors. So what I'm going to do is, after the size, I'm going to add the code. So I've opened Coolors again. So I'm going to copy this code, color code over here, and I'm going to paste it after the size. So you see how it gets the new color. Now I'm going to change this size, and let's say it's 550. Let's make something square, and I'm going to change and get this color over here. So as you see, it's really easy to generate these placeholders, and what you have to do is just paste this link. Chrome has got really great extensions, and my 3 last tools are my favorite extensions that I actually use for work. So I want to share it with you guys. The first extension is called Image Downloader. So what it does is bulk download images from one page. Instead of individually downloading, right-clicking every single image from the page and downloading it, or clicking to the button, what you can do is just with one click, you can get them all. So to show you how this works, I'm going to open Unsplash. I have the tab here, and I'm going to a collection. So this would be easier. Let's get this first collection. It's called Neon. And as you see, there's 31 pictures here, and this is the extension. So I'm just going to open it now. Okay, so in this page, there are only 31 photos that are from the collection, but these other pictures, they might be from the photographers or the person who has created this collection. So what you can do is you can get the link here of each of the images, and you can download them individually. You can actually decide if you want to download them and save it in a subfolder inside your download folder. You can also filter this download by URL. You can filter by width or height. What I'm going to do is just bulk download all these pictures. So what I can do is select all, which is 49. Just to show you, I'm just going to download one, and you'll see the download bar. It's actually pretty fast too. And now what I'm going to do is going to be a bit scary, because you're going to see my bar going crazy with 49 images downloading. So I'm going to select it all and click download. Let's go. So see how the bar is driving itself crazy. So I think it does save a lot of time, just because you don't have to do this individually, and you can actually just click this and get the URL from different pictures if that's just what you want. If you have to make changes to the design of a website, it's really helpful to live preview these changes. This Chrome extension, what it does is it enables you to change the appearance with custom CSS. It's called Stylebot. I'm going to use this site as an example. So I'm going to open the extension over here and open Stylebot. So as you can see, what I can do is select different elements and start changing the size, the borders, the layout, visibility. So as an example, what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this over here, this text over here, and I'm going to change the font family. Let's say this one, and I want small caps, and also I want it bold. It looks good, and let's go for a different color right now. Like that. And even if you want, you can add a border. I'm randomly designing this, okay? It's just to show you how it works, and it's pretty handy. Layout and visibility. If you want to hide this element, you see how it hides it. Change the height, the margins, the padding. So you have a whole bunch of options here. And other thing that you can do is you can move this from one side to another, just if it's not in the right place and you need to change something that's here on the right. Also, whenever you're done with this, let's say I want to hide it, you see how the CSS icon right now is green. It means that there are some styles that you have applied. So let's say that you're happy with this, and what you can do is copy this CSS code and bring it with you to make the official changes. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to open this again. And here in options, it will open a new tab. So you have different options here with styles and everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to backup. So I'm going to export the style. So you can copy this to your clipboard and bring it with you. All the way around, what you can do is import styles. If somebody else is using this extension and they have been touching it a little bit and changing some things, so the best way so you see these changes, and if you're happy with it, is just pasting that code over here, click on import, and you will be able to see them. So it's actually, instead of working on the site and making changes again and again, I think this helps quite a lot. Then let's go back to the site. So the thing is that you can go to another section. And if I go back, you can see that the styles are still there. So it might be a bit confusing because you won't be able to see the original side. So what you have to do is remember to remove the styling. So what you have to do is go back to Stylebot extension and click on remove styling. Finally, the last tool. It's a Chrome extension called Toby, and it's what you're seeing. I've been using Toby in this tutorial. You might have been wondering, like, what was this? And most of the tools I started presenting you the links here, and I would click and they would open. So Toby is a way to bookmark, but in a more organized and visual way. So what it does is you can add the links and keep them in small collections. So it's very easy to use. So here I'm going to add a collection and just name it. Let's say patterns. So now is when you can start adding. So how to add them is pretty simple. If you see all the tabs here, these are all the tabs that I have open. I'm just going to close one and you see how it disappears. So I'm just going to drag it here. And that's it. It's an easy way to save it. Or for example, I'm going to open this site and I'm going to click here, Toby extension, and say I want to place it here. So right now it's saved. So I'm going back to Toby and I can see it here. Each time I open a tab, Toby appears. Also, now it reminds me, you can share this. You can click share and get a link, and you can send this link to the people you want to share this collection. You can do it privately, or anybody who has the link can view this. Also, you can create a shared collection with your friends or with your co-workers. So just for example, imagine if I have a friend that has like 10 links where she always finds the free resources for her design. So an easy way to do it is, if she has Toby, she can send it to you, or you can share the collection here. Just an example. And I'm pretty happy with this, by the way. It's really fun. I can also move this up and down. And if you open, you can just move it around. And here I also created some notes that you can add them easily. Add a note, type, and done. And you can also, sorry, this opens as a note, as you can see. And you can also delete it. These are the 10 tools that I wanted to share with you guys. Try them, let me know what you think. Some might work for you, others won't, but just let me know. Maybe you have a better tool that you want to share with the community. Anyways, please comment this video, and if you want to continue watching more tutorials like this, don't forget to subscribe and to click on the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified whenever a tutorial is out. Thank you for watching, guys.